Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril. It is the 8th of January. The game is Hearthstone. This is a look at one of my custom mage decks, and as is usual with these things, it's probably a horrible idea. However, this particular deck is kind of a modified blitz deck. You see, I've not really got any hyper expensive cards. A couple of Stormwind Champions at 7 mana, everything else is 5 mana or less. Key points are really the 2 Gurubashi Berserkers. I can get these out round about turn 5 or 6 and start abusing their proc to rev them up to 5, 8 or even 11 attack. Backing those up, you've got some dark scale healers. Remember that the Gurubashi proc requires you to take damage, not merely be below maximum health, as per the traditional Enrage. That said, I have got a Raging Worgen in there as well for some early punch. The rest of the deck is essentially supporting these guys, so a lot of cheap tanks in the shape of Mirror Image twice and 2 Goldshire Footmen, some Voodoo Doctors and Darkscale Healers for a bit of basic healing to keep the Gurubashi in the fight longer, and of course Arcane Intellect to cycle the deck, and the inevitable Polymorph to get rid of anything nasty, a couple of Fireballs for sniping. It should work. What it will of course be vulnerable to is if someone else gets some big hitters or just goes straight for the throat with regard to killing me off. So let's hit the ladder. Play. Custom Mage 2, ranked mode. I am now a shield bearer, rank 20. Let the games begin. Let's see how badly wrong this goes.
Versus Gul'dan.
And off we go against Gul'dan. Right. Hellfire could cause me some problems here. However, I've got the Arcane Intellect allowing to cycle the deck quickly. We'll mulligan the Silverhand Knight because he's really a mid-game thing. And get Mirror Image as well. Perfect. So I've got some early tanks to work with. And a Berserker as well. That's pretty much my perfect opening hand. So we'll get the Footman out quickly. No harm in being polite. And flip the turn. So let's see what he does now. He could pull out a... There we go. That's his imp out. What do I have? Nothing really useful. So we will... Fireblast his Voidwalker. That takes it down to 1-2. We're on parity. I shan't hit it yet. That would take my Footman down to 1-1. And then he'd just kill it off with the Voidwalker. It'd be a mutual exchange, but I prefer to get that done by him hitting. Unfortunately, he's now pulled out a Crocolisk, so I may not have an option. However, there's the 1-1, so... Okay, decisions. I can Fireblast his Voidwalker to kill it off, and then move in with the Footman. However, I would have to trade, and I can't get the second Footman out. He will just kill it again. So let's go with Fireblast like so. That gets rid of his taunt. Smack Gul'dan in the face, and then pull out Mirror Image. It can kill one of those off with the Crocolisk. However, he does then have to consider the fact that I still have 2 tanks in play. Right, okay. He is ramping up for a season of blitzes as well. Okay, what do I have? Fireball, Goldshire Footman. Right, let's cycle the deck quickly. Pull out Arcane Intellect. Okay. If I go 1, 2, 3, I will be tauntless going into turn 5. So there's no point pulling out the Footman at this stage. Instead, we will simply cycle the turn. Don't like handing him the initiative, but at least the mirror images will soak some of the damage. Unless he's got something evil. Oh dear, he is ramping up his board quite quickly. Ideally, I'd deploy a Frost Nova at this point, but... Oh, what do you know? Frost Nova, thank you. Okay, so we will pull out the freeze, take his minions out of consideration, and then we will Fireblast the Murloc to kill it. Like so. Right, next turn we will pull out the... Actually, can I pull out the Gurubashi? 7 health. If I pull out the Footman as well... 4, 6... Dodgy. I may have painted myself to colour. He is going for a Blitz deck, and I don't have much AoE. So... What are my options here? Limited. So if I Fireball his Ogre, Fireblast his Murloc, that gets him down to 6 damage.
I wonder.
Yes, and then I can pull out the Taunt and the Gurubashi next turn and do some damage. I'm going to have to risk a few hits, however. So, goodbye to the Ogre. And goodbye to the Murloc. Okay, so going into turn 7. Need to get the Gurubashi onto the field. Can pull out the Gulcher Footman to cover it. And the Voodoo Doctor. Oh dear. This is going to hurt. Ouch. Right, okay. Ice Barrier is a possible oh hell option, but we need to get back on the plan. So, pull out the Taunt. I just had a very nasty thought here, because he can kill that off, then go 5, 7, 9, wiping the Gurubashi. On the other hand, that will trash pretty much his entire board, so let's go for it. Put that into play, and get the Voodoo Doc out to heal Jaina. Not quite the use I had in mind, but I really didn't want to take that much damage in the early game. So, next turn, pull out the Silverhand Knight and the Worgen, unless he pulls up something that forces him to change my plan. That's his second Ogre Magus, and he's got a Void Walker into play. Oh, that's his second Voidy. Right, cycles the deck. Okay, and he's just going for the bypass. Oh god. Right, well, that could be worse. So, he's actually left the Voodoo Doc intact. Okay. We'll get the Senjin Shieldmaster out. And I think we need to get the Worgen into play as well. Now, options, options, options. Let's rev the Gurubashi, like so. Ramps it up to 5 for next turn. And while we are here, we will take his... Oh, damn it! Of course that thing had 3 health points, didn't it? Blast. Okay, well, only one option. Let's get a trade there. Okay, that is going to hurt, but at least he's going to have to do some trading to get rid of it. Have I just made a complete screw up? Can he just blitz past me with spell damage? You wait, he probably can, can't he? 10 points of health left. Well, he could trade off the Rocketeer. Ah, yeah, oh, damn it, he can win this on this turn. If he trades the Rocketeer out to get rid of my tank, and then... this is the weakness of this deck. It has very little AoE at this point. Yeah, there we go, that's the trade. And then he just goes for the beatdown. Come on, mate. I can see this even if you can't. No? Okay. Smack. Okay, I am surprised. He could have won that.
Someone called it.
However, right, Ice Barrier absolutely has to come out this turn. So, get the secret out. Get the Booty Bay bodyguard out. And we will drop the... like so. And then smack one of his kobolds out as well. Bit of a trade that I didn't want to make, but at least I'm vaguely back in the running. So Silverhand Knight and then the Frostwolf to take advantage of the battle cry. However, I am very much on the back foot here. So what else is he doing? Cycling the deck again. He has done more damage to himself with life tap than I've done to him. What's this? Oh, great. Well, git. Then he'll just trade in the Voodoo Dock. Like so. Pulls out his other Voodoo Dock. Just heals himself back up. Git. There goes my Ice Barrier. Haha. Smack. Right, I am very definitely on the back foot here. So... Silverhand Knight. There we go. Now I was going to go for the Frostwolf here to get the advantage, but instead I am going to pull out the Taunt and then fry his Voodoo Doctor. Defensive play like this is really not a good idea, but can I deck him out? 13 to 15. That's a full strategy at the best of times. So he can wipe the 2 tanks. What is he looking for in his deck? Why the hell did I ask? Where's my polymorph? 1 and 2. Right, that was expected. Okay, so... Frostwolf 1 and Frostwolf 2. Okay, we will trade off his kobolds. Bye-bye. And then he is simply going to smack me down on the next turn. Bugger. I have a great point. Like all he has to do is smack for 11. And there is sod all I can do about it. However, he's already missed one option to kill me off. So, let's go for the trade. And see if he can miss this. Managed to screw this up good and proper, didn't I? Complete lack of AoE. Very vulnerable to an area blitz deck, which... unfortunately, it's fairly popular. I mean, you've got the Murgle Krieg with hunters, Beast Krieg as well. I don't believe that! He missed it! My God! You fool! What are you playing at? Oh. You could have wiped me on that turn. Why? Why? Oh, that's a second kill shot he's missed. Okay, well, let's cycle the deck. Second Arcane Intellect, Stormwind Champion, and Senjin Shieldmaster. Shoot his... there we go, and we'll get the Shieldmaster out. And my God, that's the second near-death experience. How am I losing to this guy? Ugh. 9 to 11. Hellfire 3 to all. Okay, what is he doing? Right, get the Stormwind Champion out next turn, I think. Show and Yeti. And a Succubus. What's he going for? And he's coining. Okay, so I can pull out the Stormwind Champion. Freeze him out, like so. Now I'm just going to go for the bypass instead, and we'll switch the turn. Now he's as deck staffed as I am. Oh wow! Ha ha ha! Could I turn this round? Maybe. I've used my second Frost Nova, so I'm gonna have to come up with something to deal with these guys fast. What's that? 4 damage. Okay, there goes my tank. Well, perhaps I should have traded creatures. Not to worry, it's forced him to blow his Shadow Bolt. There is my other Stormwind champion. Now, he's got to go for the beatdown at this stage. Surely he can go for the beatdown. Okay, if I go straight for him, then he will probably just go for the kill. On the other hand, I am going to lose next turn regardless. So, let's get aggressive and see what happens. Now, is he going to try for deck clearance? Because there's no way he can do it. I mean, he's got to see that he's going to kill me this turn. There's no way he can get it wrong. Thank you! Took you long enough to work that one out. My God. Of course, I made an absolute hash of it anyway. Can't lose stars, fortunately. Already at the bottom of the competitive ladder. But let's go for another game. If I get that kind of... Please let my next opponent be that stupid as regards missed opportunities. Of course, I wasn't exactly brilliant myself. I started with a very nice opening hand and managed to make a complete hash of it, mostly because I ran into a deck that I had no way of handling. I needed something like Flame Strike just to clear the board. However, maybe we'll get lucky on the next turn. Mind you, I'd have killed him on the next turn if he hadn't killed me, so that was way closer than it had any right to be. Okay, a hunter. Right, again, I've got a nice opener. Hang on to Frostnova just in case he goes for a Beast Krieg or a Murgle Krieg. And we will mulligan the Dock and the Fireball, see what comes out. Goldshire Footman and Ice Barrier. Okay, so... what's he going to do? If he pulls out... Okay, he's just gone for the bypass. Now, I could steal the initiative here by coining up and going for Mirror Image as well. I won't, however. I will simply pull out... Okay, I'm going to pull out the...
What to do? What to do?
Goldshire Footman. Oh, can we go for... Yes, let's go for Mirror Image first, since he can't pull multi-shot just yet. Next turn, we will coin and pull out the Worgen. Get that into play quickly. It can start beating down some of his creatures. I can trigger the Enrage manually on that with Fireblast, which is the whole point of the Gurubashi trick. However, what's he going to come up with? Steady shot. Okay, he's handing me deck initiative, which is making me a little bit paranoid. That's got Fireball back, so stick to the plan, coin out, and bring forth the Worgen. Now, I can smack it with Fireblast next turn. That'll trigger some Enrage, gives me the Wind Fury for the 4 attack, and then just beat him out in the face twice. Okay, actually that is even better. I can get his Death Rattle out of the way now. Pull out a Voodoo Doctor to counter it. On the other hand, that is 2 damage. On the other hand, he has got no way of directly damaging me, so let's do it! Wind Fury. The Enrage comes in. Wind Fury comes in immediately. Hit him in the face. Pull out the Voodoo Doctor to heal up. And just for giggles, Fireblast to the face as well. Thank you. Right, let's see what happens. Can he get rid of that Worgen, or am I going to be able to pull out 8 damage with it? Oh, well, that was as kind as the random dice rolls we're going to get, but there comes the Arcane Shot. Smack. Okay, well that was expected. He was going to have to get rid of it somehow. So, 4 points. Let's get the Ice Barrier into play. We'll leave the Footman in reserve just in case. I've still got both Mirror Images in play. He must be pulling out big creatures. I'm going to have to rev the deck up very quickly. I need Arcane Intellect or a Gurubashi at this point. Okay, so there goes one of my mirror images. No? Come on, where's the charge? There we go. Thank you. Right. So, I have a Voodoo Doctor to work with. Okay. Right, let's go for the second tank. Get the Footman out. Still risking a multi-shot now. That'll get rid of both my tanks. And we will pull out... No, we won't. We'll keep the Voodoo Doctor in reserve to keep the trolls going when they turn up. Just shoot them with Rider in the face. And then flip the turn. He must be playing a really heavy hitter deck, in which case... Well, I've got 2 Polymorphs and a second Fireball somewhere in that pile. Okay. Unfortunately, that won't get rid of his Divine Shield. Fortunately, he didn't go for the Argent Dubries. So, we will cycle Arcane Intellect, rev the deck up. Okay, 3 points. Right, let's go for... don't really want to waste the Voodoo Doctor at this point. He can get rid of my Goldshire Footman regardless. Yeah, we will get rid of his Divine Shield like so. And then smack Rexar in the face. Next turn, of course, I will lose the Goldshire Footman. Unfortunately, if his deck is starting to gear up at this point... No. Is he just getting unlucky? Oh God. Worst possible companion. Okay. The random number god has swung back, and now it hates me. Right, this could get interesting. It's very tempting. I don't believe it. Did he just... He did. Okay, Right, options, options, options. Now, it's very tempting to just let the Imp Master sit there for a bit and let him just spam his deck up with 1/1s so he can't get his big hitters out. In fact, you know what? Let's do exactly that for the moment. I've got 7 points to play with. So, let's... Fireball his tank out of existence, like so. We will trade off 1 and 2 to get rid of his Argent.
Well played.
And then we will leave it just to bait him. I'm taking a bit of a risk here, but I can get the Booty Bay Bodyguard out next turn. If he tries to attack me, those are 1 damage creatures. He's only going to trigger my Ice Barrier. Like so, thank you. So that buys me a few extra points. I can get the Booty Bay Bodyguard out next turn. Okay, what secret is that? It hardly matters. What have I got? Still no sign of these blasted Gurubashi. However, we will pull out the Booty Bay Bodyguard. And I think we will tap his Farseer. I do not particularly want that running around for too much longer as a 3/3. And we'll hang on to the Voodoo Doctor again. So, where do we stand? Not too badly. He's going to drown himself in 1/1s at this rate. I have no idea what he's trying. Okay, that Reckless Rocketeer has got to go. Okay, and that's awkward because then he's just going for the trade. There goes my armor. And right, okay. And he promptly jams his whole deck. Excellent. So let's go with Frost Nova to paralyze his deck this turn. Pull out the Gurubashi. And leave the dock in reserve for the moment. So next turn we will Fireblast once.
Well played.
Actually, no, we will take out his Rocketeer. Unless you're going to be so stupid as to... Yes, there he goes. Right. Okay, so... 10 points to play with. Let's smack his Rocketeer to get rid of it. Pull out the Voodoo Dock. So that's now at 4 points. He could get rid of it. He's going to have to burn a lot of cards to do it. And in fact, he's going to have to burn even more because out comes the Dark Scale as well. So that's pretty much healed it. And we will just shoot his 2-1 in the face to get rid of it. Okay, this is the interesting thing about the Imp Master. It's an interesting card if you can rapidly ramp up your 1/1s with supporting creatures, but otherwise it just jams your deck up. I mean, at this point, he has basically shoved his whole board into trouble. So, this is just going to get very, very messy for him. And of course, he's now realised that and he's going for the bypass. Dead. And here comes the Suicide Imp. Deal 3 damage. He's killed off my Darksail. Fine, I have another one. He does not want to go near my Gurubashi at the moment. Very, very smart of him. Right, so we will pull out the second Darkscale. And the Silverhand Minion.
Ready, sir.
Okay, he is out of cards. God, what was his plan with this deck? Has he just gone very unlucky with half his deck? Anyhow, we will, I think, wipe out his... No, I think that secret's a defensive one, so we'll go for the end game. There we go, that's triggered it. Oh, you git! Well, at least it wasn't the Gurubashi. Okay, mutual wipeout. That was not fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he can kill off the Gurubashi if he doesn't mind trading his whole board for it. So let's just go for the beatdown. 19. I can take one more turn. I'm going to have to clear his board out very quickly.
Quite hit the mark.
I have burned most of my him out. Oh, wow. Okay, this just got awkward. Smack, smack, smack. Okay, if I polymorph the Abomination... Yeah.
Well played.
I'm never going to joke about 1/1s again. Okay, well at least his Imp Master's gone. Okay, so we will get rid of his Taunt. Deploy my own.
Ready for action.
Pull out the Frost Wolf just to really ramp it up. 8/8, and now we need to get on with the beatdown. Can I kill him in one turn? Oh dear! This is the price of complacency, ladies and gentlemen. So, smack. Oh dear. Oh yeah, he's beaten me. He just has to kill the Loot Hoarder and then steady shot me. So, smack, and smack, and
To battle.
smack.
Well,
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. If he realizes that all he has to do is run... No, he doesn't, because the Rattlelurk's in. I've killed the Abomination. Okay, can I take this? 2, 3, 4, 2... No, I've still lost if he thinks about this. And he probably has thought about this, because he's going for ignore the board. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a mess I have made of this.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator.
Git! Smack and smack. This is why you are not rude about 1/1 minions, ladies and gentlemen. Death by sheep. That's just insulting. Gah! Right. But ding. Okay, let's go for a third game, because, hey, this is going to work at some point. I refuse to admit that this deck is, in fact, a horrible, horrible idea.
Jaina versus Jaina.
You asked for it. My magic will tear you apart.
Given the number of Fireblasts that will be flying around this match, it's tempting to make a joke about hot mage on mage action. However, let's get rid of the Stormwind Champion for the moment. We'll keep the Emperor Cobra in reserve. Confirm. And of course, Frost Nova is always handy. Right, unfortunately, I have nothing to use as things stand. And that does not help matters. Go. Interesting bit of psychology in that last match, of course, which was that I was contemptuous of his 1/1s and just let the Imp Master run its course. Of course, that was exactly what he was hoping I would do. I was expecting some kind of synergy for something like a Stormwind Champion. Of course, nothing of the kind came up, so he just smacked me down with steady shots and lots of little damage. Death of 1,000 cuts. Right, here comes his rapid cycle deck. Let's see what's he going to pull out. Well, let's get the Raging Worgen on the go.
Mana.
And of course that's my 3 mana burn. So, what do you have? Next turn we'll just get the Shield Master out.
I am master of magics.
Or maybe not. Yeah, we'll get the Shield Master out.
Bingo! Yes.
Then we will tap his Dalaran once just to trip the Enrage, and then smack not Jaina in the face. So, 1/1. Depending on what he pulls out at this stage, because we're now into Polymorph and Fireball territory if he decides he needs to get rid of me. If I'd gone for the Dalaran Mage again, of course I'd been on 1 hit point with the Worgen, he could have just Fire Blasted me off. So that wouldn't have helped. So, let's see what comes. Oh! Git. Okay, that was awkward, but at least he's burnt his area. On the downside, he's also frozen my Senjins, so next turn, unless the Gurubashi comes up, which it doesn't, we will get out the Cobra, and then just get rid of his spell damage boost. You're not keeping hold of that, mate. I have a nasty suspicion that you're going to see a lot of spell damage cards, and of course the happy coincidence of Fireballs and Pyroblasts. So at least we can start wrecking his synergies before he gets those into play. The Emperor Cobra, of course, is a handy little character killer, since it's essentially an instant death for anything that damages it, despite only being 2 attack. Next turn, assuming he doesn't pull something out of his hat. Incoming Polymorph. No, alright, okay, right. What's he going to break out, given that he's just got rid of my tank? Fire Blast. And with his 1 point left, Arcane Missiles. He's hoping for the kill. 1, 2, nope. Okay, right, so next turn, if we break out a Silverhand Knight just to get the Scourge ramping up.
Ready, sir.
In the face, and that is basically it. fairly pedestrian play at the moment, but I am developing ball control until, of course, he breaks out another blasted AoE. Right, so options for turn 6. Well, could pull out the Frostwolf and take it up to a 7/7. Could also go for the Senjin and a Fireblast, depending on what he pulls out. Oh dear. Right, you have got to go. Squire, I'm afraid you're dead. So, Frostwolf and then Source, and then Squire into the Apprentice to get it off, and then smack to the face with the other two. Okay, why he's done that, I do not know. Here comes the Polymorph. Yep, there's a surprise. And there's the Ice Lance. So here comes 4 damage. Bang! Right, yeah, that Sorcerer's Apprentice has got to go. Little awkward that he was able to take out my 4 attack creature, but who cares? So, pull out the Frostwolf. While we're at it, pull out a couple of taunts as well. Trade the Squire off to get rid of the Apprentice. And then unleash both the snake and the sheep.
Job's done.
Okay, so we're not in too bad a position at this stage. Of course, he's probably got a second Polymorph up his sleeve to get rid of that Frostwolf Warlord. And I've still got no sign of my Gurubashi. My Frostnovas are sitting because he's not really going for the board at this point. And where the blazes are the Gurubashi? Right, Water Elemental. Where's he going for on that? Okay, that's his AoE out, so he's going for a delaying tactic there. Okay, so his Water Elemental is neutralized for a turn because he doesn't really have anything he can do. 8 points. Let's get out the Ice Barrier, just to get the secret into play. And worth getting out the Booty Bay Bodyguard. Yes, I think so. Mind you, 3 damage could... a bit of a waste of a Frost Nova. On the other hand, he can't kill it in 1 turn. He will simply go for the beatdown, though. No, we'll get out the Senjin instead. Because that will similarly tempt him to waste his Water Elemental's attack. Where are my Gurubashi? Where are my Fireballs? Where for that matter is anything useful?
You know, take candle.
Great, another blasted spell damage creature. Oh dear. What has he built this deck around? I mean, the paradigm he seems to be using is mostly a lot of AoE and then just smacking me in the face. Right, so here comes the Fireblast. He's spotted the danger. Of course, he could just go for the kill, like so. And then Frost Novas me again. Okay, well that's contained my Frostwolf. Unfortunately, he has also pretty much contained a lot of my offensive potential. Blast it. Okay, so Frost Nova 2 can play that game. Break out the Booty Bay Bodyguard once. And we'll pull that at the end of the turn. So he is now just as jammed up as I am. What's that card going to be, I wonder? Right, that could be Vaporize, Counterspell, any number of happy things, really. Okay, 10-10. Get out the second Bodyguard.
Get behind me.
Second Frostwolf.
Stand ready.
And we will take that Water Elemental of yours off the board, even if I will then get frozen. And we'll also dispose
Take him out.
of your Kobold, because I don't want your spell cards getting ramped up again. Now, he will simply Fire Blast me off the board with that Frostwolf, depending on what he gets. So, I have got one in reserve straight away. I've also got my own Ice Barrier in play. I've got fairly solid ball control at this point. Unless that's another arcane explosion. No, it's a fireball. Fine. And then he goes for the Fireblast. Well, either way, I've got a 7-1 pointed at you, mate, so you're a little bit stuck there. Finally! Right, let's rev up the Gurubashi. And just tap it as well, just to get things going. That's frozen, so smack once. Here comes the Vaporize. No, Ice Barrier? Okay, that could have been worse. Bang and bang. Right. Now things get interesting. He will have to get rid of my Frostwolf with his Fireblast on this turn, or it's just going to smash him into the ground. He can't have a 7-1 running about. There we go. Now, what's that card of his? Arcane Missiles. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please hit the... Oh, bleh. Well, it could have been worse. There goes one of the goblins. Not a major loss to the world. Excellent! Right, second Gurubashi is here. Rev you up again. 8. Bang and bang. Right. Unless he's got something vicious lined up on that, like Deathwing, we have pretty much got this. Oh, nuts. Oh, well, it won't save him. Would have been nice to hit him in the face with a 14 damage character, though. Oh, come on. You could at least rev up my Gurubashi for me. Git. Oh, well. In the face. Let's just do this in style. And bang. Well, 1 out of 3. That's not kinda how the deck's meant to work, but who cares? It's a win. I'll take it. Takes its time getting out into the mid-game, though. Anyhow, only the mighty. So, 40 gold if nothing else, and a few other bits and pieces. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Yusril. That has been an attempt at a custom deck with Revvin up the Gurubashi, and I'll see you next time.